Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. It is Invictus Launch Week 2954. It is Enlist Aerospace Day. And oh boy, we have some good ships for Enlist Aerospace and it is exciting. But what is more exciting than Enlist Aerospace is today we got an ISC and oh boy, the big boy's gonna have some fun, alright? That's for sure, right? We saw some new ships and we saw some Polaris update and oh my goodness. Whew, that's the reason why I like big ships, okay? It is glorious. Now, before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow. And also, don't forget, it is Invictus launch week. You can play the game for free. And at the same time, if you want to spend a little bit to play Star Citizen, all you need is this you only need a discounted starter pack. Got some tongue twisted over there. Yep, you only need the discounted starter pack in order to continue your Star Citizen journey after free fly. That's it. Yeah, you do not need to buy any of this ship later, or not say later in this video that I'm going to go through, because you can get them all in game. All the ships that you buy here right now is mainly to fund the development of Star Citizen and Squadron 42, and I know there are a lot of saying out there, right? I think CIG has collected almost, I won't say almost, but it's definitely more than half, no, more than 500 million. I've forgotten the numbers. I think it was 700 right now. Yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna dig too much about it because don't worry, okay? Just get the starter pack and you can enjoy the game. Done. That's all I want to say. Everything else is extra. And with that being said, let's check out Enlist Aerospace, starting off with the F7 Hornet Mark 1 going to be sunsetted. And what is sunsetted means it's gonna rotate out to move the Mark 2 in. Yeah, now the Hornet has a very interesting place in my heart because I started Star Citizen. My Star Citizen's journey actually started with one of the free fly. I think it was 2015 or 16. I think it's 16. I've forgotten which year was it. Okay, it's definitely, it was, I remember it's Alpha 2.26. That's how old it is, right? 2.26, 2.5. And the only ship that was available for me to fly was a Super Hornet. Yep, and I know there's a lot of ship wasn't being reworked. Like the Freelancer series, it wasn't being reworked. The Drake was not being reworked. It was the old Drake, Cutlass Black, right? And yeah, there's so many old stuff. And I see their progress and it was fantastic, okay? So Hornet has a very special place in my heart, but at the same time, it is a nice fighter, okay? But of course, it gets surpassed by a lot more. So that's why we want to go through some of that. And we're going to start off with the Arrow at $75. This is a light fighter. It is technically my go-to recommendation. It is not too expensive, but at the same time, if you want a little bit more, you can always get the Gladius. The Gladius is the best, like, balanced light fighter in the game at the moment. All right, is it the best? Obviously no. Okay, a good pilot can make work with a Gladius, but at the same time, we got better ships out there, and we're gonna go through some of them. Right, next up we have the Ballista. The Ballista is $140. But the main thing about this is it's a vehicle, and vehicles we can easily skip. At $140, yeah, you can easily grab an Arrow if you want to. You can grab the C8R Pisces and an Arrow. Yep, you do. You do. In this case, the C8R Pisces is literally the best ship out there. The cheapest best ship. It even surpassed the Avenger Titan when it comes to utility. Not pew pew, but utility. With the new medical rework, which is again one of those things that I think I will put up a video for it, right? Medical gameplay, Death of a Spaceman. I know some people want a bit more immersive sim, like if you can let people respawn on a Pisces, it's like, it's kind of cheapen up the game a little bit, but I think I have a different take. Now, the C8R Pisces can revive because of the new medical gameplay. That's the reason why this has become the best, okay? It's, yeah, no, the best for sure. For sure. All right. Anything that allows you to revive, it's easily one of the top picks, and especially at that price point, $65. Crazy. That's good. Very, very good. My goodness. Ugh. Next up, we have the C8X Pisces Expedition at $45. Now you can see the price difference. Extra $20 for you to respawn. If your ship gets destroyed, regardless whatever ship it is, yeah, sure, it gets destroyed, right? Yeah. But what if you can respawn? That's the reason why one of the major perks when I want to pick a ship, if it has respawn, it is immediately one of the top picks. That's for sure. In my opinion, one of the top picks. Previously, it was the Cutlass Raid. Now, the Cutlass Raid is great, but I'm going to wait until when Drake Day comes out, right? That would be nice, right? Defense Con, which is right after the Invictus launch week, big brands, which is basically including Anvil Aerospace, 2 days later. Or is it 1 day later? It will happen in 2 days. Okay, yeah, in 2 days. That's right, not 2 days later, in 2 days. Next up, we have the Carrack, the best representation, in my opinion, in Star Citizen as the Millennium Falcon, right? It's not really, it is the Millennium Falcon. It's definitely not the Enterprise. Okay, I was about to use Star Trek, but Star Trek's Enterprise is way too big. The Polaris might be, in my opinion, the Polaris might be, not to say the bad, an equivalent to the Enterprise, but close, right? Close enough, in my opinion. But for the Carrack, it is the closest, in fact, the tried and true representation, in my opinion, as the Millennium Falcon. It has the best scanning suite in the game. The question is, we do not know how the scanning and exploration work at the moment, so I'm going to leave it up in the air at the moment. I'm not going to comment anything, but the rest of it, it's perfect, right? It has everything a person needs. Either you play solo or if you play with friends. Unfortunately, the Carrack is not a ship to play solo, okay? I'll put it this way. Because there's no pilot control weapons, and when there's no pilot control weapons... Wait, do we have... I think the Carrack has missiles for the pilot. Yeah, but you don't have enough pew-pew, right? All your firepower, you need crew members. Now, the reason why I say the Carrack is still good, it's great, it's not really for solo pilot, but you can play it solo. It has medical facility, it has a small little hangar for your Pisces, and it has a vehicle bay, or it has a bay big enough for vehicles. And in this case, you can put the Ursa Medivac. And that is how awesome it is. This can literally be a rescue ship, straight up. That's one of the best thing about the Carrack. If you don't want to be a pure rescue ship, you can put a snub fighter. In this case, you can put a Fury in it, and it still works. See, that's how awesome it is. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a very solo pilot ship. That's one thing. And of course, the price tag, $600. $600. Yup. Next up, we have the Centurion, another ground vehicle, $110. Easy skip. Next up, we have the Crucible, a mobile repair platform. Now, big note. This is in concept. This will definitely go up in price. So definitely the $300.50 will go up. The question is by how much? I don't know. The next part is, we don't have enough information. So how does the heavy repair work? Is it by drones? Is it a combination of a few things? In my opinion, from my speculation, I think you park your ship in the bay, there will be some arms gonna do like zap here, zap there, repair. Something similar to salvage, but in reverse. That's my best guess at the moment, okay? Do we get repair drones? I don't know. If we get repair drone, the Crucible, actually, it's not bad already. but I highly doubt. Okay, I highly doubt he has a repair drone. So for now, it is in concept. Everything is subject to change, which is also another big PSA. Everything is subject to change. So if it's good today, it might not be that good tomorrow, depending on how they want to change it. Like the medical gameplay, they changed a few times already. Now, I won't say a few times. This is their third time. Right? They introduced number 1, and then number 2, they changed the bait system, which means there's no respawn for tier 3 baits, which is the Pisces, the Cutlass Red, no respawn, and now they have it again. So yeah, everything is subject to change. We're going to skip the Hornet in general, the F7C Hornet, because we're going to go through the whole entire Hornet series on its own page, right? Because the Mark 1 is going to be sunsetted to make space for the Mark 2. Now, before you say anything about it, the Mark II is vastly superior versus the Mark I counterpart. So in this case, the F7C Hornet Mark II, it's way better than the Mark I, hence the price difference. That's the one. Next up, the Hornet has various series like the Wildfire. The Wildfire is a hull specific, it has hull specific skin. It's the same variant as the F7C with better loadout. And of course, my favorite, the F7CM. The F7CM is the first ship that I flew in the game. All right, one of their free fly, and it got me hooked. So this guy has a very special place in my heart. Hornet Tracker, this is basically better radar, stealth, right? Ghost is stealth. Next up, we have the Gladiator, $165. This is a very odd ship to buy, okay? Not to say to fly. To buy is on a weird scale right now, right? I don't know this ship is made for who, but if it's in the game, right? If it's game variety, game variety, then yes, this ship can exist because it has a bomber capability. So mainly for fleet, right? I think this is a fleet ship per se. You don't pilot one gladiator, you pilot multiple gladiators in a fleet, right? So it makes more sense when you have a large organization. Small organization, solo pilot, yeah, this ship is like, I don't know who is it for? Next up, we have the Hawk. Now the Hawk is the second cheapest ship in the game to have EMP and Prisoner Bay. The Avenger Stalker has better. Yeah, so the Hawk only has one. So now the Hawk has one small, tiny little issue for me to recommend this ship. I would recommend the Warlock instead. If you want EMP, get the Warlock. If you want a Prisoner Bay, if you want to do bounty hunting, then the Cutlass Blue kinda is a little bit better. And actually the Cutlass Blue is way better. The Avenger Stalker is way better in terms of the price tag. So that's why it's very odd. The Hawk is in a very odd place because of its weapon system. That's it. If the weapon system is a little bit better, like for example, if it's marginally almost similar than the Gladius, not equal to Gladius because it has an EMP. Actually, it can be equal to a Gladius plus an EMP. Then the Hawk would be something nice. But right now, the Hawk is like, yeah, it's like neither here nor there. It's tough. Next up, my favorite Hurricane. This is a glass cannon ship, right? Maximum pew pew when you have a co-pilot. When you pilot alone, your DPS is paper. And Hurricane, technically speaking, it's okay. It's not really a glass cannon, but the reason why I use it is wrong analogy. It's not really a glass cannon. You need a co-pilot for maximum firepower. Solo pilot, this ship is like, yeah, not that great. Not that great. $210. Ugh. Yeah. But is it a good ship? It's a good ship when you fly with friends. Next up, we have the Legionnaire. Now, the Legionnaire is a very odd ship at the moment. It is a combat/boarding. I'm going to remove the combat because if you have a niche ship like the Legionnaire, it's not going to be combat effective, that's for sure. It's mainly for boarding. At $120, this is a very niche ship. Easily skip, in my opinion. Next up, we have the Liberator, $575. This is technically a light carrier. So for those who want a pocket carrier, the Liberator is your best pick. Now, however, being said, after looking at today's ISC, the Liberator might not be the best choice. If you want tried and true light carrier, yes, the Liberator still is the best. But if you want something a little bit more pocket carrier-y, yeah, take a look at today's ISC. It's crazy. It's awesome. Okay. Next up, we have the Spartan at $80. This was my go-to vehicle, but at the same time, because this vehicle is big, right, I don't really recommend it at all. If you really want a vehicle, I think right now the best vehicle hands down is Ursa Medivac. And if you want a vehicle, just buy in the game, right? Don't spend real money. Yeah, it's just not worth it, in my opinion. It's not worth it. I don't think they should sell you know what, just to be fair, they can sell vehicles. Should they sell? I would say no. Don't bother. But still, you got to make money somewhere. Or rather, CIG have to make money somewhere. Next up, we have the Terrapin. Now, the Terrapin is a solo pathfinding ship or a solo exploration ship. Now, the Terrapin is awesome when it comes to armor, right? This ship has, I think, the best armor-ish. I'm going to say the best armor for now, right? For now, because the stats will change because a lot of things has changed as well. The next part is, how good is the pathfinding, the exploration module? It should be second best compared to the Carrack, that's for sure, right? Or rather, it has to be if you want to put the price tag of $220 and a dedicated single pilot pathfinding ship. In fact, I dare say it should be very close to Carrack. Right? I don't think it should be 1-to-1, although I would want to see a 1-to-1, but I think 1-to-1 is a bit too much. So, second best, all right? Second best. Next up, my favorite recommendation when it comes to dropship. If you want a dropship, the Valkyrie is the ship to go. It can do everything, anything a dropship should be doing. And compared to other dropships in the game, the Valkyrie is actually the best. Right? It is top of the list for two reasons. Number one, it can carry Cyclone, right? Vehicles, number one. Number two, it has enough pew to secure your LZ. And that is a big deal, right? You get a pilot control weapon, you get a turret down here, you get a turret up here, you get sight gunners. So if you want to relieve your chopper pew, you know, your AH-60 Black Hawk with miniguns on the gunners on the door side, there you go. And if it's fully crewed, or if the Valkyrie is fully crewed, you can actually secure your LZ easy, and you can provide firepower, right? You can provide your Overwatch. That's why it says infantry dropship and Overwatch. It does really fulfill the role very good. In fact, the perfect ship for a dropship. Now, 375 might not be the best price compared to other dropships in the game, but it is not the worst price. And with that, we have reached the end for Anvil Aerospace. It has very nice lineup. Of course, I'm biased. I will always say the Carrack is the best for now. With $600 price tag, a little bit hard to recommend. Now, the step up to Carrack, that's the reason why I vote the Polaris, because the Polaris is, oh my goodness, it's awesome. Alright, I'm fanboying over the Polaris due to today's video, which is crazy. Yeah, but if Polaris is not in the list, my ship is the Carrack, alright? And I flew the Carrack a lot. And that's the reason why I say solo, it's a very tough ship to solo. Right? If you don't do anything combat related, right, dogfighting, the Carrack is actually perfect. It's really perfect, in my opinion. Maybe not as perfect as it should be, but it is number one on my list, right? Really number one on my list because of the medical facility and the amount of stuff I can carry, right? The amount of toys. And of course, the next one is the C8R. With the new medical gameplay, the Pisces has entered my recommendation list. Usually the C8R Pisces is not on the list because of the medical gameplay, the previous medical gameplay, which is tough. But with the new medical gameplay, Oof. Respawn point, okay? Pisces, the C8R, the Carrack is the only two ships on the Anvil side, and I think I can count how many ships we have that has respawn, okay? Just to give you an idea. So we have the C8. Let's start off with vehicles. So vehicles, we have the Ursa Medivac, followed by the Pisces, followed by Cutlass Red, followed by Carrack, followed by 890 Jump. Those are the ships that is flyable at the moment. Okay, ships that are still in concept, I will not put it inside that here in this list. That means there's only four ships and one vehicle. So only four ships and one vehicle. So, okay, so only 5 ships. Okay, let's call it this way. So there's only 5 in the whole entire list of Star Citizen's ship and vehicles that allows you to respawn. Think about it, okay? And the cheapest one is $65. If you have a lot of ships in your hangar, if you don't have any medical facility do consider pick up one, okay? That's for sure. Pick up with real money. Now, the reason why I use real money is if your ship gets destroyed, you don't lose it. Hopefully, they keep this thing in the game for sure. The only difference is you need to pay insurance. Not say pay insurance. You don't lose the ship if you buy the ship with real money. Okay, that's it. Whew. Because the only way to lose your respawn point is get your ships blown up. And the last part is we're going to move on to the Hornet series. Now the Hornet is going to be sunsetted, which means every Mark 1 will have a Mark 2 variant. The F7C has a Mark 2 variant right now. The F7A is the militarized version. So right now, if I'm not mistaken, you can only get the F7A Mark 2. Or was it they rotate out already? I will double check later. They should rotate out already because this is the last one, and I don't think you can play the overdrive mission anymore. So yeah, it's gone. The F7CM is the closest thing to a F7A. See, that's a big difference, right? One is a single seat, the other one is a 2-seated. Right, the tracker has better radars and the Ghost has better stealth capability. Right, that's it. But if you want pure stealth, I think the Aegis still wins hands down. Aegis Saber. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you for today. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow. And last but not least, right, the Warbond pack does not have the F7A, so don't bother, right? Don't bother with this. In my humble opinion, if you don't have a nostalgic reason for any of the Hornets, Mark 1, easy skip. In fact, for me, even though I started off with the F7CM Super Hornet Mark 1, I am like, that's a lot of money. $180, I can pick up a much better utility ship, namely the Pisces. I can pick up Pisces and I still got spare change. Yep. Anyway, that's all I have for you. It's going to be a long video if I continue on, alright? So I'm going to split out to different smaller bits and pieces. There's more stuff to go on for the ship. And until then, I will see you in the verse and fly safe, my friends. Yep. And before I go, Carrack is love, Carrack is life.